Hello folks, I am Korg. I belong to a body modification community. It's BME, if any of you know the website. You can also find me on MySpace. It's myspace.com/Korger, Korger. Basically, I'm just going to keep a video diary entry about my lip project. I have in the past pierced my lip. It was a 14 gauge back a few years ago. I ended up taking it out. It was kind of rubbing up against the gums, hurting it a little bit. And I knew I was going to eventually stretch my my lip, and at that time it was not the time for me to do so. So I ended up just taking it out instead of me just doing something I wasn't ready for. But most recently, I've been thinking about stretching my lip. There's been a few, I guess, inspirations or a few people that I've seen and talked to that kind of helped me decide, on my own, that it's time for me to stretch my lip. So thank you for those people, their input, and also their video entries and so forth. Anyway, I've re-pierced my lip. I don't even know how long it's been. I'm sure if I pulled up some dates I'd be able to tell you. 6+ months, 8 months, something. And stretched it up a little bit from a 14 gauge. I basically re-pierced it myself. The hole was still there. It was covered on the outside and on the back side. Basically, I could still feel on the inside of my lip. I could still feel where the original piercing was. So I basically just kind of got a sharp. It was kind of like a spike Labret. I just bought a spike Labret, pushed it through again. That kind of hurt a little bit. But re-pierced it basically on my own. Been stretching since then. I had I think it was from 8 to 6 gauge. Had didn't go so well. Stretched too quickly. Started bleeding, pussing, and so forth. So I started downsizing. Went back down to I think a 10. I think I actually tried to get a 14 gauge in, but over the few days I put a 10 gauge in. It seemed to heal up better with the 10 gauge in. Anyway, currently I am at a 0 gauge. I just got some new Labrets in from SuperMicheal, who is also a part of the BME community. He makes Teflon jewelry, so forth. But I got the one that's in my lip. It's a 0 gauge, and the 2 gauge he sent me. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. I had a 4 gauge in just a few days ago. I was taping that, waiting for the 0 and 2 gauge to come in. And so basically, I had the 4 gauge taped up, and actually I over taped it, which in a way was kind of nice because the 2 gauge fit in perfectly, and it was actually too small for my lip. So I ended up taping the 2 gauge and basically taped it up to a 0 gauge within a day. And so I pushed the 0 gauge through, I believe it was yesterday morning, and a little sore. It's still a little sore today, not too bad. It hurts when I kind of stretch my lips back, or I accidentally push the Labret forward. I do have other mods. Have a couple tattoos. My lobes are at 1 5/8 inches, and my septum is at 6 gauge currently. So basically, the entries will be mostly about my Labret over the next few weeks, months. But I'm sure I'll talk about my other mods as well. I'm planning on going about 3/4 inch with my Labret, and that's the goal. I could go further. I could stop before then, and that's basically about it currently. give you guys a good look. Then on the inside. My gum's kind of, one of my below one of my teeth in the front. The gum's kind of receded a little bit, so I guess it's kind of the hazard of stretching your lip. That's about it.